The deep oceans are home to some of the most bizarre creatures, and one of the most extraordinary phenomena in this dark world is the sexual parasitism found in anglerfish. The anglerfish, a species known for its eerie appearance and bioluminescent lures, presents a unique and fascinating reproductive strategy, unlike anything seen in other animals. In the deep waters where light is scarce, anglerfish males have evolved an extreme form of parasitism, fusing their bodies with females for the rest of their lives. This strategy ensures reproduction in an environment where finding a mate is a rare and complex challenge. At first glance, the anglerfish might appear like just another fish in the ocean's abyssal depths. However, the more we learn about these creatures, the stranger their reproductive methods seem. In anglerfish species, females are much larger than males. The male's primary role is not to contribute much in terms of size or hunting skills, but rather, to provide sperm to fertilize the female's eggs. This makes their survival and reproduction strategies radically different from what we typically observe in most animals. The process begins when a male anglerfish, much smaller than the female, actively searches for a mate in the vast ocean. Unlike many fish, where males and females live independently and meet to mate, the anglerfish male's life is one of complete dependence. Upon finding a female, the male bites her and attaches himself to her body. This act is not just a mating attempt but the beginning of an extraordinary, lifelong parasitic relationship. Over time, the male's body begins to merge with the female's, fusing their tissues and circulatory systems. The male essentially becomes a permanent appendage to the female, losing his independent existence. He becomes a living sperm bank, ready to fertilize the eggs of the female whenever she is ready to spawn. This form of sexual parasitism is not unique to anglerfish but is certainly one of the most extreme examples of it in nature. For the male anglerfish, survival is entirely linked to his ability to find and attach to a female. Once attached, the male does not need to hunt or seek food, as he draws nourishment directly from the female's body. The fusion between male and female ensures that the male has constant access to the female's resources, and he will continue to provide sperm whenever the female is ready to release eggs, ensuring that she can reproduce. This arrangement can last for the duration of the female's life, which in some species, can span several years. The adaptation to sexual parasitism is driven by the extreme environment in which anglerfish live. In the deep sea, where food is scarce and mates are few, this reproductive strategy provides both parties with a unique survival advantage. For the female, it means she doesn't have to search for multiple males or expend energy finding new mates throughout her life. For the male, it guarantees that his genes will be passed on without having to compete for mates or territory. Despite the bizarre nature of this reproductive strategy, it highlights the incredible adaptability of species to their environments. The anglerfish's sexual parasitism is a result of evolutionary pressures that have shaped the species over millions of years. It is a survival mechanism that may seem strange, but it works perfectly in the depths of the ocean, where darkness and isolation would otherwise make reproduction an almost impossible task. Interestingly, this type of sexual parasitism has led to unique challenges for scientists studying these creatures. While females are often seen in the wild, males are much rarer to find. The fact that males remain attached to females and essentially disappear into their host bodies has made studying anglerfish reproduction particularly difficult. For a long time, researchers were unaware of the male's parasitic role because these tiny males were so difficult to observe. Only with the advent of more sophisticated deep-sea exploration techniques, including remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and submersibles, have scientists been able to witness this extraordinary behavior. What makes the anglerfish's sexual parasitism even more intriguing is that it involves an extreme form of sexual dimorphism, where the two sexes are so different in size and function that they seem almost like different species. The females, often reaching lengths of several feet, possess the iconic bioluminescent lure used to attract prey. Their size and strength allow them to be apex predators in the dark, deep ocean, capable of consuming a wide variety of smaller creatures. In contrast, the males are much smaller, typically just a few centimeters long, and their only function is to find a female, attach to her, and live off her resources. This parasitic reproductive system isn't without its drawbacks. The male, once attached, is entirely dependent on the female for survival, and if he cannot find a female or if something happens to the female, his chances of survival are dramatically reduced. Additionally, the constant attachment of the male can result in genetic bottlenecking, where only a limited pool of males contribute to the female's offspring, potentially reducing genetic diversity over time. However, for anglerfish living in the deep ocean, where resources are limited, this trade-off seems to offer the greatest survival advantage. Despite the male's parasitic role, the relationship between male and female anglerfish is a unique example of how life in extreme environments can lead to bizarre yet functional evolutionary strategies. The anglerfish's sexual parasitism is one of nature's most bizarre, yet efficient, ways to ensure survival and reproduction in an otherwise hostile and dark world. As research continues to unveil more about these fascinating creatures, scientists are likely to discover even more unexpected adaptations that have enabled them to thrive in the deep, unexplored parts of the ocean. Sexual parasitism in anglerfish is a striking example of nature's ability to adapt to extreme conditions. What seems like a disturbing form of parasitism is, in fact, a well-developed survival strategy that ensures the continuation of the species in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. The anglerfish's unique reproductive system serves as a reminder of how diverse and extraordinary life can be, even in the darkest corners of our planet.